welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails through Daybreak, where, we have a night exploration with Vaughn. This was announced as something which we sometimes do. And... I recognize this bike.
Sorry to bother you while you're out, but still, I'm glad I caught you.
I only know one woman that looks and sounds like that. Good to see you, Hermes.
Evening, Arkride. Don't think I've seen you since I took on that little delivery job earlier.
Guess so. Thanks for that. You were a big help. I don't think I asked you to come pick anything up tonight, though. I can't be going senile this young, so what's up? Your CID buddy has something he wanted to give you. Said it was thanks for taking care of some wanted monster, and that he was throwing in a little something extra, like you asked. Here you go, all yours. Shade. An arts driver? Nice. That'll come in handy. Hell, I'm surprised he took me seriously. Not that I'm complaining. I don't know what the deal is between the two of you, but it's probably that somebody trusts you enough to rely on you. Anyway, my job here's done. Thanks for getting it to me. I appreciate you doing that on a night like this. All in a day's work. Actually, there's something else I wanted to tell you since you're here, Arkwright. I just started a new special delivery service I'm offering only to my most loyal customers. If you need food, meds, weapons, whatever, just ask and I run out and grab it for you. Sweet deal, right? Yeah, that is real convenient. Of course, nothing's free. I still expect a commotion for my trouble, and it can only be stuff that's available here in Edith. But if that works for you, just hit me up whenever you need something and I get it straight to you as soon as humanly possible. Got a question? Nah, all clear. Expect me to take advantage of it in the future. Looking forward to it. Well, I don't want to keep my next customer waiting, so I'll get going. Good night. Bike courier. Select order delivery from your office desk to take advantage of Hermes' delivery service. She charges a fee, but it's a unique way to purchase equipment and items from stores in the capital. Okay. Our regulars fill up the place for our evening shift. I do wish they'd take it easy on the spirits, though. Oh, that reminds me, you'll be up early tomorrow, right? Yeah, out around 6:30. I'll wake you up if you need me to. Thank you, I'm sure you should try to wake up on your own, but you know how. How about I cook you breakfast tomorrow in exchange? It would be really nice, sorry for all the trouble. Oh, don't worry about it. Just make sure you get plenty of rest yourself, okay? Yumi looks awfully tired, so I think I'll put her to bed early today. I recommend you do the same with your big morning tomorrow. Don't keep yourself up all night. Well man, I think you had quite enough. You should go home and get some rest, okay? Let me get you some water. I'm fine, let me drink a little... I ain't no...
This feels relaxing.
Gonna catch a cold sleeping there, you know. I'm not sleeping. Mommy's gonna read to me tonight. I went and tuckered herself out. But that's right where she should keep an eye on her. Victor's really coming to his own across the street here. Wish he wouldn't run that big mouth of his so much, but I like how he kept true to himself. It all tastes the same as it did decades ago. He used to be a little brat like you actually, but he's grown up now that he's got a good family. What, you going out? Doesn't look like you're hitting the bathhouse. Just come back quickly, damn delinquents running around doing as they please. Easy, I won't be long, trust me.
What's on the menu? Take care out there. Pick something already. Take care out there.
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Do you know what you want? I hope to see you again. Do you know what you want? I hope to see you again.
We had too many customers today. I'm out of social points, but they all gave me some really fun jobs. Somebody bought in this wristwatch that got run over by a car. Pretty much had to rebuild it from scratch. I love machines with all the really precise bits. Smiling up a storm there. You're kinda cute when you're tinkering with stuff. What? Don't stare at me like that. I can't help it. You know how I get when I start tinkering with stuff. I said stop staring, you jerk. Ah, why can't I just be invisible? Well, actually, we got a letter from Dad the other day. He says he's about ready to come home, but I don't know. I believe him when I see him. He opened up the shop himself, didn't he? I don't think I've ever actually met the guy. Yeah, he's always out on some trip somewhere. It's always not often you see him around. And when my sister... the two of them just do whatever they want and there's no talking them out of it. The old man should be fine out there. It's just really frustrating when he stops sending letters. Where is he gallivanting off to now? I wish he'd keep in touch instead of just dropping off a radar all the time. Oh, father, what my idea for a Sunday school session? Ah yes, I do recall you mentioning that. I admire your passion, Maria. I'd be happy to implement that class the week after next. Really, you would? Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much, father. I'm sure you do it just swimmingly. I will? I might be missing something. Oh, I thought I had... Well, my idea was I wanted you to be the guest teacher for that class. I mean, the children adore you. Surely they appreciate a class from you, right? Now I understand. That said, I'm not sure how my popularity would translate to teaching ability. But then, what's life without new experiences? I consider this a challenge of sorts. Sign me up. Oh, I'm just over the moon. I can't thank Father Nikolai enough. Normally he's reading and playing with the children. I don't know much about his teaching talent, though. Still, I can't wait to see what kind of class he'll put on. Sister Miria is blessed with a truly kind heart. She does sometimes get ahead of herself and misinterpret a question, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to her as human. I feel the pressure to perform in kind myself. I should find ways to improve. Oh, blast it, that's it for me. When did Anya get so good at Mahjong? She read up a Sen Bayman like nobody's business. To think we taught her how to play, we raised a monster. Our poor wallets. Wow, total shellacking across the entire table. I miss the days when Anya was still green. We just had her around to fill the table back then. We used to give her candy for coming up to play, and now we can't stop her. She just soaks up math and numbers like a sponge. We don't stand a chance against her. Oh, back again? Didn't you have a long soak this morning already? Something must really be on your mind, huh? I feel for you. I'll let you in here whenever. Just let me know, okay? Thanks. But, like, who are you? The manager of a snack bar? My stuff's over your head. Oof, shut down. I mean it though, okay? I know a lot about grown-up problems. It's paperwork, isn't it? I bet it's paperwork. Wish you went right about that. Oh, your face is panicking. Make sure to stay on top of all that paperwork now. Paulette's gonna be mad if you miss rent. I know. Kid knows too much, damn. I just wrapped up the checkbook and all the old regulars are behaving themselves. So I've got time to work through the sales slips. We're changing the tax around this year, so I gotta make sure I do them right. Man, this stuff gotta be freaking you out, huh? I go to the bath to de-stress, you know?
Alrighty.
Stepping inside?
Ah, nah. Curtis, how are your studies going? Only 3 questions, huh? That won't do come exam time. To figure out how to improve your pace. I know. Be quiet. And could you stop peeking in every hour? It's really it throws me off. I'm just trying to make sure you don't get distracted. I bring you a snack if it helps, so keep at it, understood? Jeez, Mom's really been a pain in the ass lately. Do you understand me? I expect full marks on your practice test. This will make or break your future, young man. If nothing else, think of your mother. Would she shut up? She's even worse than she usually is. It's driving me up the wall. So, Harry was up to his old pranking games again, huh? Then after pulling one over you, he flew a coop on his bike. That kid got no shame. I know, right? I wasn't about to take that lying down, so I threw a bucket at him and landed clean on his head. But get it, he still got away, even though he couldn't see where he was going. Like, how? I'm not even sure who the victim is anymore. In all seriousness, though, thanks for keeping him company. You're the whole reason Harry doesn't feel lonely. Oh, well, don't mention it, sir. You can always count on me to keep an eye on him and Mark. He's been playing all day. Good to hear. Old Town's always had these peppy, colorful characters, and my boy is no exception. I'm deeply grateful to Sheena as well. She really has her stuff together. She's almost like a second mom to Harry at this point. Harry hasn't a mom since he was really little. Mr. Hawker always has work, so it's hard for him both. I guess compared to that, I have it easy, so I shouldn't complain about having to look after him. They both look so happy when Mess is asleep. What makes boys so carefree? Take this. How did you like that? Harry, let me play too. Oh dear, I forgot to buy my medication. Father Time is taking me to task, I'm afraid. I found it difficult falling asleep too. Perhaps I should start taking some sleeping pills. Could stand to take some vitamins as well. It's what a quitter would say. I much more stick to protein. I've gotten into weightlifting recently and old age can't stop me. Well, no, but your back can. Oh, I'll be fine, but thanks anyway. Right, time to close up shop. I gotta take inventory and put everything away. Just what does that boy get up to? Night after night he's out doing adios knows what. Don't mind me. If you find something you like, let me know. Cool, thanks. If I recall, that kid's 18-ish. Probably best for me to keep my nose out of that.
Looking is always free, you know. Come back for more anytime.
Huh? Usually Carol's home by now. I guess she went straight to Riverside for Jess's concert? She never misses a show. Talk about passionate, right? I hope Jess catches on to her eventually for her sake. He can be a bit, well, oblivious to that kind of stuff. Maybe I should give him a little nudge? Wingman for Carol, perhaps? Huh? Jess and I go all the way back to school. We even shared a dorm room. So I've come to learn how dense he is. My sister's advantage just bounced right off that thick skull of his. Maybe I should just give him a hint or two, but, well, maybe not. Yeah. As we learned in that quest, Jess is gay.
All right. Taking off now. The concert hall's probably open by now.
Yep. Hey dude, we're putting on a free show tonight. The popular singer-songwriter Jess is going to be tweeting us to some of his heart-wrenching tunes. How about enjoying them with a drink?
Hey there. What'll it be? See ya.
You look great.
Phew, made it in time. Cut it real close, what with her shift running late. At least it looks like Jess is having fun up there. He's been feeling a little down lately, so it's a relief seeing that he's doing well today. I don't know why, but Jess's music always gets me choked up. All the emotions come through clear as day in his voice. Maybe there's a secret to it. Wonder if Selma would enjoy his music. I think she might at least connect with the themes behind it.
Well, if it isn't Van.
Dingo, what are you doing here? Good to see you, Van, darling. Long day, dear. I just finished work a bit ago and was taking some time to check my messages. I'll be sure to send you any info I dig up around Edith straight away while you're gone. Appreciate you cutting to the chase. This is a Martha I'm dealing with after all. They're on Heyu is tough. If Heyu's guys can handle it on their own until Zhao gets back, things should be fine. The White Orchid Dragon's been popping up a lot as of late. I wouldn't rest on my laurels on this one, Van. If Zhao's the one asking, things are bound to get ugly. Can't a man hope for an easy job every now and then? The Lu family should be trustworthy to a certain degree. But don't let your guard down. You'll be taking a new assistant into Heiyui's snake pit after all. Though if you get in a bind, you know who you can turn to. I'm sure he hasn't lost his edge after all these years. Yeah, I was planning on reaching out to him anyway. I just hope he hasn't drunk himself into the gutter. Oh, I know who we're talking about. I met him myself a year or so back. You won't find him at the bottom of a bottle for once. That cute little assistant of his got him behaving for once. And I ain't letting him live that down once I get to Langport. Might just be what I need to turn my losing streak around. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. Like you're any different. Anya said you're on a tighter leash too. He and Vana are almost like peas in a pod, and neither of them would ever realize or admit it. Langport. What about it? Nothing, just that the Tyrell Times is planning on running a special feature on Langport in their culture section next month. Today's the first I've heard about it. Isn't that a funny coincidence? Funny, why? Langport's economy is booming these days. Pretty on par with Edith even. It makes sense they'd be interested in it. Maybe you're right. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but if worst comes to worst, then I have to rely on him. You leave Edith's going on to me, darling. I'll let you know if you catch wind of anything juicy. Oh, don't forget to bring me a souvenir. I'd never say no to some high-end liquor. Aren't you demanding?
Time to make this a night to remember. Come back and play soon.
Hey, good to see you. Wish you'd gotten here a bit sooner though. About to close up shop. Proper restaurants have a dinner rush or are just plain popular at night. But food stalls usually only see traffic during the day. If you wanna put in an order here, better be quick next time. Just like this last year.
Take as long as you need. I'll be waiting for it.
I'm hungry. Taco me, Gordon. Tacos, tacos, and more tacos. My soul will leave my body if I don't get my daily dose of tacos. I can see you've been working hard today, huh? I ain't so sure what you're up to, but it must be a tough gig, you rolling in here so late all the time. Let me whip you something up real quick. Yeah, you're an angel, Gordon. I've been practicing with her for 2 weeks now, and I'm not sure Lulua's cut out to be an idol. Not for lack of talent, don't get me wrong. It's more of a genre issue. Here in the Republic, people listen to either classical or jazz. Chanson singers are pretty popular too. Idol pop doesn't even cut it as an afterthought. It's worse than that, and it's a real shame. I've been throwing everything into making it as an idol, but maybe it's time I face reality. My partner Natalie decided to become a chanson singer because she couldn't imagine any success coming from being an idol. That's why Cupid broke up. Maybe it's about time I throw in the towel. Don't even know what I'm doing anymore, to be honest. I've known for a while it's time to call it a day and walk away from all of this. I didn't really see a reason to keep at it. But when Lulua came along, she's got a great attitude and massive potential. I really should tell her to reconsider though. Me having my dreams crushed is bad enough. We don't need 2 depressed washouts. Washouts. That stubborn old man. Only I know the true potential behind his taco stand and he won't listen to me. You're so close to perfection, just push it a little harder. A change in seasonings and marinades could mean the world. Well, he will not listen to me. You have the culinary world at your fingertips. You just have to seize the opportunity.
Nowhere better in Riverside than here.
Why is Shino's food so good? I want to hold off since I lost a ton of weight, but I can't. I first came across Shino's food truck at Station Street, but I like it more when she's in Riverside. The scenery just adds to it all. I used to just drink at her place, venting all my troubles away. Can't believe it took me this long to find out her food banks so hard. Speaking of bangers, I heard the taco stand got some great offerings too. I kinda wanna give them a try. If I can get past just how much the guy running it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, but I want to try out everything else in Riverside. Hey Shino, what's up? Ah man, do you have a moment? I guess, what's up? One of my customers left this behind. Well, that bag's from Andalusia. Damn, that kinda rude customer just up and leaves one of her masterpieces behind. I see your sweet tooth hasn't rotted out your mouth yet, Van. But back to business, this isn't your normal lost item. There's a story to it. I was honestly planning on contacting the guild or police. But in you stole at the perfect time. Would you mind if I request for you to handle this? This Andalusia bag is a story, huh? That's weird, but I trust you here. Must be real serious. Gotta admit, I'm curious. But should I get involved? Sure. Sure, I'll take that job. That's a relief. Thank you. So mind if I peek inside the bag? The way you're talking about it, it can't be a cake. Of course, take a look. One took out the contents of the bag. Man, oh man, there's a story here, alright. By the way, this thing was backed up. I'm guessing it came from some smuggling route. Good question. Frankly, the owner seems like your average everyman, suit and all. He didn't strike me as a shady character. My biggest impression of him was probably that he seemed worn down. He was definitely drowning his worries. Drowning his worries with a gun in the back? Yeah, where this is going ain't pretty. Last you know, he's got drunk and left it behind. That's as much as I know on my end. Left my truck just a bit ago, actually. He mentioned something about catching one last live performance, I think. If you're quick, you should be able to catch up to him. Alright, that's a good enough lead to start at. I'll head to the concert hall. I'll bring the goods with me, just in case. Naturally, I'll leave a customer in your hands, Van.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Okay, concert hall.
Can we talk?
Yeah, I think someone like that was here. But I told them Jess was playing tonight, said the vibe was going to be chill. Got a feeling they were hoping for something a little heavier. I left without even buying a ticket. I see. You guys talk about anything else? Anything at all you can tell me will be a big help? Let's see. Oh right, I remember they were muttering as they walked out. Guess I head to the theater then. I got a feeling they're playing something I like to see. To the theater then. Thanks a bunch, man. No worries, please come by again. Only place you might catch a movie this late is Esprit Cinema in Tyrol. Better get a move on before my trail goes cold. But first, I continue looking around. Downey and the others are busy for the day, trying to get their hands on a new car, so they won't be joining us today. Here's hoping they don't get carried away and end up in a big mess. I'm sure it'll be fine though. I remember just how pumped I was when I got approved for a loan to buy this puppy. My literal ride or die to this day. I hope Downey can find himself something just as special today. Not a no-shows today, oh well, more work for us. Tonight's a real beauty, but keep your eyes on the road, everyone. We're just about to take our cars out, doing a little drag racing with friends. You up for it, Van? Don't got time for that sort of thing when you're a fully grown kid. But hey, have a good time. And don't go getting in any wrecks, yeah? I sure ain't planning on it. Off that bunch goes, driving without a care in the world. What a bunch of punks. If they keep this up, someone's gonna get hurt. Worried about the uniform, old man? Ha, don't make me laugh. Anything happens to her, she'll have it coming. A driver that can't take care of her own ass has no business behind the wheel. Harsh, but you got a point. Scavenging for parts again, huh? You sure put a lot of work into that Nightbreaker of yours. You sure you ain't going overboard? You ain't got the deepest pockets in town, you know? Don't remind me, but she ain't on par with the old one. Mira's temporary, but my devotion is eternal. Jeez, fix up the car all you want. What you really need is a tune-up on that junker between your ears.
What'll it be? Come again.
Love that song. Oh, but no complaints about the next one either.
I finished organizing the documents listing our parishioners and messages from the Grand Cathedral. All that's left is your seal and signature, Father. Here early as ever, Mother Kira. I suppose I don't mind pausing my research for a moment. Are you certain your research cannot wait? Well, it's relatively urgent, I suppose. You should know, after all, since you originally... Yes, Father, I get it. Please just sign those documents as soon as you're able. Especially those missives from the Grand Cathedral. They'll be expecting a reply sent as soon as possible. Father Mansour is a wonderful man. He's taught me so much. Whenever I assist him with his tasks, though, I can't tell if he's being overly discreet or just careless. Maybe he's just overwhelmed from doing too much. You can always count on Mother Kira when you need to. Having her assistance has been quite a blessing. Her work here is of great importance, though not so much that I must rush to tend to it. Well, I suppose now's as good a time as any to tend to the documents Mother Kira prepared for me.
What's next?
Taking off now.
Okay, I think we start with a cinema.
Hey, did you see? There's a new movie.
See the movie. Fans are raving about.
Huh, that's
Taste of golden blood.
gonna be an important one. Can never go wrong with a nighttime trip to the movies. What have we got playing tonight? Sober Curious starring Nike Massot. Oh yeah, I think that woman's got a lot of history with a certain gambler I know. We're also playing This Side of Heaven. Wouldn't mind seeing that. Which one should I check out? Or should I just forget about it and move on? Movie viewing. You can watch films at this pre-cinema in the Tyrol district. Select a film of choice at night and watch it with a friend to better your connection with them. When you select a film during the day, you can choose up to 2 people to see it with, which also betters your connection with them.
We have merchandise for the movie on sale at the shop.
Good evening, you might be interested to hear that we show different movies here during the day and the night. My top recommendation would be Sober Curious, which received a nomination at the Farbert Film Festival. This Side of Heaven has also found a large audience despite its small budget. People love its intricate portrayal of a medical intern's struggles.
Let me ask you something. Well,
Oh yes, I remember him. He was here earlier. Unfortunately, he's gone now. The movie he wanted to see was no longer playing today, so he left. He appeared rather dejected. Gotcha, this guy is a hard one to track down. Anything else you can tell me about him? Certainly, before he left I remember him saying something like, "This always happens to me." I also did mutter something that sounded somewhat concerning. Oh yeah, what did he say? I believe he mentioned feeling frustrated about losing something he'd gone to great lengths to attain. And that he'd be better off putting an end to everything as soon as possible so he could finally be at ease. Yeah, that definitely qualifies as concerning. Thanks for filling me in. That just about confirms my suspicion. Of a more reason to hurry up and find him. Only question is how exactly does he plan to put an end to things. I guess there's always that. Most things should be running at this hour. I'd say if chances are good, that's what you're gonna try for. Most likely head straight underground after leaving a theater. Better make a beeline for it. Train? Enter the subway platform. The next train should be here any minute. Something up, buddy? That sure was a heavy sigh. Might be a bit if you're waiting for the train. Sure you wanna stand that long? You can talk to me. I already know your plan anyway. You're gonna jump in front of a train and put yourself out of your misery, right? Huh? Who are you? Just some guy who was asked by a stall owner in Riverside to deliver something. You forgot your cake back there. Oh, so that's where I left it. I planned to use that to end it all after enjoying a few drinks and some music. But by the end I got so drunk I forgot all about it. Lucky for you, I'm here to give it back. Before I do though, I'm curious. What made you want to resort to that to begin with? I suppose you're gonna try to change my mind, huh? I'm not planning to butt into your business. Just wanna know is all. Almost feels like you're treating this like some kind of entertainment. Sorry, don't take it the wrong way. You got a lot more life experience than me, so I was thinking something like this would be useful to know. Yeah, sure. Sorry, but I can't imagine anything I can say will be of any use to you. You can find stories like mine around every corner. I lost my job all because my new superior at work really had it in for me. Any idea why? I couldn't tell you why he hated me so much, just what he did. I started getting blamed for anything and everything. Didn't matter whether it's my fault or not. In the end, even my own workers lost faith in me. I worked so hard to build up my place in the company, to get my co-workers' trust. I had everything up through my retirement worked out. Decades of hard work and planning, all gone in a flash. Life lost all meaning afterwards. I guess that had to have hit pretty hard. That's putting it lightly. My job was basically all I had. I'm still single and don't have any hobbies or skills. Can't help but wonder where I went wrong. Did I do something to piss off Adius? I know I told him I wouldn't butt in, but the client trusted me with him. That means I gotta at least try to change his mind. It looks like I might have a bit of room to do that, luckily. So the question is, should I try convince him the old-fashioned way? or give him the cold shoulder and see how he reacts to that. One of us will hopefully work. Both options could backfire, you know? I think I tried to talk him out of it. Let's try the old-fashioned approach. Let me get this straight. You got fired because a superior of yours blamed you for stuff you didn't do, right? That's right, what of it? Where's your way out of this then? Sue us. Ha! Don't make me laugh. You really think he'd leave evidence lying around that would incriminate him? No way the company wouldn't cover it all up. It would be next to impossible to beat them in court. Without me, you mean? Van handed the man this business card. I'm a Spriggan from Arkwright Solutions. I take on jobs you can't bring to the police or the guild. This is a bit outside my usual scope, but I'm feeling generous, so I'll make an exception. I'll get you whatever evidence you need to win in the trial. Guaranteed. Oh, I get it. So you're the Spriggan I've heard so much about? It's hard to believe you can pull off a miracle. I'd need for this, but... Never mind. I'd rather not try my luck. How come? This is my job. So long as you pay, I'll make sure it's done right. Nah, that's not it. Just remembered how exhausting it was to work there. It was like I had to stress about every little detail. You say you can get my job back, but honestly, I'm not sure I even want it that badly. What was I even thinking? I should be happy to be out. But here I was about to kill myself after losing it. I have no idea what came over me. Hey, things happen. So what's the plan then? You're not gonna try to get your old job back. You're gonna find something else to live for? I don't know yet, but I don't think I should rush into a new job immediately. I think I need to take a little time to myself first. I'll find a hobby, think about what I really want in life, and then I can start searching. Yeah, that sounds like a mighty fine idea to me. Good on you. I never would have guessed leaving that bag behind would save my life. I guess it did. While I'm still thinking about it, here you go. Van handed the man his bag. I went through so much trouble to get this thing, but I can't even imagine using it now. I think you said that store owner was the one who's asked you to find me. The least I can do is pay you on her behalf. It was more than worth getting the chance to talk to you. Works for me. I don't care who does it as long as I get paid. I'll let her know you settled the bill. I'd appreciate it, thanks. Well, I'd best head on home for today. I've done enough drinking for one night. It would be better to cool my head and do some thinking. You're a lifesaver, young man, literally. I'll never forget the debt I owe you. The next train arrived soon after, and Van made sure the man safely boarded it. Afterwards, he finished up the job by calling Shino about the details.
That takes care of that.
Reward deposited.
No, I thought it was a safer option, the one more likely to work. When he already feels abandoned, then showing you abandon him too, I don't know if that would work. Hey detective, good to see you. Off to patrol the shopping district? You never catch a break, do you? Yeah, I feel like I'm always swamped with work. Being a detective isn't as easy as it sounds. But at least these patrols give me chances to run into hot babes like you. So it's not all bad. Is he hitting on us? Ew. This guy's a walking, talking department scandal in the making. What's wrong? Why did you two get all quiet?
Well,
I always thought this guy was a gross playboy. I would have talked to him. It turns out he is a gross playboy. Shocking. I hear this guy's got a new girlfriend every month or so. Definitely something wrong with him. Okay, maybe he's single again, but that just means I'm a free man. Now, time to start meeting some new people. Did they just frown at me? Nah, I must be imagining things.
Hey there.
People tend to look down on part-time jobs, but you can actually learn a ton from them in my opinion. I hope my brother considers this one of these days. He doesn't have to become a part-time pro like his big sister or anything. His perspectives on things could just use a little tweaking, that's all. He's going through puberty, so I can sympathize. Nothing like having a smoke while reading some comics after a long day at work. I never buy business magazines because they make me think about work. I read to unwind. Alright, it's time for me to head home. Wait, what? It's already that late? I always lose track of time when I get invested in a good comic magazine. That's a funky meow. Can't say I've ever heard that come out of a cat before. Actually, as so happens, I named him Kageyoshi after that very same cat. He can be a peculiar feline, but he means well and serves as a mascot for our cafe, so please be nice to him. Ah, sober curious. Now there's a film with some meat on the bones. It's more or less a thriller, but they did an excellent job depicting the duality of a human being. It certainly wasn't perfect, but I gladly take it over that cheap fluff that's being churned out.
Good grief.
Chen, why do you have to finish your work so soon? I thought you were gonna be late, so I brought you some food to surprise you. What a waste. Hey, that stinks a little. I worked really hard to get out early so we could sit down and have dinner together, you know? Not that I don't appreciate what you did, thanks son. Wanna grab something else on the way back? I've been so busy pitching in with the other sections on the paper. The demand for stories about ethnic tensions and color is through the roof. Yeah, that's enough of that. Come on, Chen, let's eat somewhere and go home. Why do people make my brother write for other sections of a newspaper so much? He's supposed to be in charge of a book section, but he says they always have him write about racial tension and stuff for the Newsweek. Even the economic section bugs him for work. I feel so bad for him. Maybe it's because he looks like a guy who'd be too polite to say no to anyone? I really would have preferred to be done with my work by now. Fortunately, the other editors like to think literature section guys like me have all the time in the world, so they hoist their crap on me. The news sections especially bad. End up hearing about things I really would rather not know about. It seems I have some time to kill until my dinner with the senator, and what to do in the meantime. I get along with enough of the Patriot Leagues and senators, but compared to the previous administration, they're much more tight-lipped. They won't utter a word about matters pertaining to the presidential office. There's a dense air of secrecy surrounding all that.
Well, I heard.
The Tower Times is a media organization with a lot of history behind it. It's probably the most trusted name in news within the Republic. Lately we've been partnering with other entities to get our work on radio, online news broadcasts, and outdoor screens. In case you didn't know, the Tower Times has been in business for over a century. We supported the Democratic Revolution when it took place. In fact, Editor-in-Chief Sullivan's own grandfather is said to have been in charge of reporting on Sheena Durka himself. Isn't that amazing? Well, look at you. I'm sure a good-looking guy like yourself could use some equally attractive company. Hear me out. I can take you somewhere with a lot of gorgeous girls. I'd absolutely love to have you. You in, pal? Oh, you must be a baka. Sorry, I ain't in the mood for anything like that. Go try your luck on someone else. Wow, cool as a cucumber, even when he's shooting me down. The girls go crazy over you. Well, when you're in the mood, come talk to me, my man. I can set you up with our VIP package. There aren't supposed to be any adult businesses around here, but I guess that doesn't mean there can't be some operating under the radar.
How about some nice cold ice?
Taiwan is one of the more hip and modern parts of the city, so naturally people who visit want their sweets to look aesthetic. When it comes to what I sell, people say my gelato looks great on camera. As long as people come to see the charm and well-made sweets, I don't care what brings them in. Take all the pics you want.
Thanks for shopping.
Oh crap, I've seen 3 movies tonight and it's almost curfew back at the dorm. But I can't help myself. Salvatore Giotti's movies are all just so perfect. I never get tired of watching them. And Nike Masso's performance is so eerie, yet captivating and sober curious. Ah, screw it, I've got nothing to do tomorrow. I'll come back to a theater tomorrow morning and hang out for as long as I can. Good evening. Think of taking a movie tonight? You should. You'll be surprised at how varied they can be these days. At night, we mainly show movies that cater to more dedicated cinephiles, as well as reruns of famous films. Some are rather mature and require an age restriction. Those are often shown during our nighttime screenings.
If you have a ticket, please proceed to the entrance.
Hello.
Welcome, can you get your ticket for something?
We have
What's playing right
merchandise
now?
for the movie on sale at the shop. Why not buy a souvenir to remember your visit?
Tickets for Sober Curious will be 200 Mira for one. Let's grab a seat. Lily is an actress whose career has spanned 2 decades. Despite her grueling schedule and the ceaseless pressure that comes with a job, she finds great meaning in her work. She derives satisfaction from the process of transforming into another person, into someone who isn't her. That feeling pushes her further and further into her career. She's utterly consumed by it, inebriated by it. And that inebriation gives rise to something new. One day, Lily began to hear a voice inside her head. A voice from another version of herself. And this is but one of many conversations between the two.
You have got to be kidding me. They passed me over for her? Who does that little minx think she is? She gets roles left and right, and yet her acting is garbage. Why do you spend so much time obsessing over younger actresses? And did you really have to sleep with that producer? Isn't that going a little overboard? This is a dog-eat-dog industry. One night with that cretin is nothing if it gets me some work. This is getting us nowhere. I'm so tired of all this. I just want to get away. I'll go back to the old me and... Okay, then answer me this. Which of us is the old you? Whenever that question is posed, their arguments end on the spot. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is real and who's the thrall?
Huh, of all the people I could have run into here, it had to be you. Can't say I'm all that surprised to see you. This definitely strikes me as your kind of flick. You're not wrong, after all the reviews it got, I had to check it out for myself. They all talked about how Nicky Masso's portrayal of insanity made it an unusual movie, which got my attention. I also heard stories of that woman from our friend in Langport from time to time too. That gave me another reason to see it. Our friend in Langport, huh? He must mean... Oh yeah, I forgot these two go back a long way. That's interesting. Truth be told, I found the direction to be a little obtuse. Definitely a kind of movie that's tailor-made for a particular kind of audience. Fair enough. I'd say the core of the movie was the dialogue between the two Lilies that her warped mind gives rise to. Their back and forth projects a certain sense of dissonance. It makes it difficult to pin down who Lily even really is as a person. The movie weaves truth and fiction together. It is an exploration of what people become when they can no longer tell the two of them apart. At least that's what it's about in my opinion. Damn, look at you getting all intellectual on me. Not good enough being Edith's most handsome guy in town, huh? Gotta be its smartest too now. What can I say, it's a movie that made me think. We should get together for some drinks when both of us have some time to breathe. I want to talk shop about movies some more with you. Advanced conversation in the theater continues for a brief period. Soon enough, however, the two sides parted ways in the lobby. From there, one got to the rest of his evening. Looks like they're selling commemorative brochures for this movie. I should pick one up as a souvenir. Sure, why not?
Why not buy a souvenir to remember your visit?
Other direction. No time for another movie.
Thank you for your visit.
I just wanted to try because it was there.
I suppose I should go home now. Let's see.
Welcome back, Mr. Arkwright. What brings you here of all places? Haven't you had your dinner by now? Don't ask questions you already know the answer to, lady. Ah, did Zhao get you in a snippy mood? Poor thing. When he asked me to order that dried food, I was wondering what he needed it for. Now I have my answer. I'm not one to take sides on these things. Zhao and I come from different families, but I know this much about him. He can be a very persuasive man. From what I've heard, it's customary for the 8 elders who run Heiyu to come from each of the different families. If I had to guess, Mao's probably at the same level in the organization as Zhao, but she doesn't serve the same role as him. It's not like I care about how the inner workings of these people, but I'd be eaten alive in my dealings with them if I didn't. It's just a pain in the ass and it hasn't even started. I'm sure he only gave you such a challenge not because he knew you could handle it. Oh, you may also be interested to know that we have a pair of intriguing guests on the second floor. Hopefully they enjoy their time with us. We always aim to please. Hey, Kawan! You know the customers who booked the entire restaurant earlier? Yes, what about it? It kind of worries me that I never got to do any serving that entire time. Did I do something wrong? Was I rude somehow? No, you were fine. Well, it just seems like something was going on. It bothers the heck out of me. The fact he was serving upper management could only mean one thing. He must be one of them. That would explain why he always looks on guard.
Do you know what you want? I hope to see you again.
I take your order whenever you're ready. Kawan! Hey, Kawan! Are you listening? It's time to announce the results. Junior Bracer Grey Arnold from the Republic of Calvert. Congratulations, you passed the test. We hereby recognize you as qualified to serve as a senior bracer. Thank you, man, I'm relieved. I was worried what was going to happen at the end there. You shouldn't have. It's tradition for the instructor to wrap things up with a good hard punch from an examinee. You sure took it like a champ, I'll give you that. You've got some growing to do still, so keep working at it. Got it? Right, I won't let you get down, lad. That's the spirit. Keep up that attitude and you turn out to be a fine racer one day. Heat upgrade, today's on me. That's really nice of you, I appreciate it. But there's one thing that's bothering me a little. This is a Heiyu restaurant, isn't it? Is it really such a good idea for people like us to be here so out in the open? What are you talking about? You're still worried about that? Don't you realize they already vetted us as soon as we walked through the door? Besides, who's to say we didn't also come here to do a little espionage and see what the other guys are up to, huh? What? What? You got to be kidding. I had no idea that's what you had in mind. You play a lot dirtier than I thought.
Well,
Don't worry, those guys won't harm a thing. This is all pretty education in its own way, huh? You think I'm ready to turn the heat up and go somewhere a little hotter now? Now to become a senior bracer, you have to get recommendations from every branch. I finally got my first one. I have a long road ahead of me before I get the rest. Still, as long as I keep at it, I know I'll become a senior bracer one day. Just have to stay energized and keep on tracking. Yeah, keep on tracking, guy.
This night's just getting started.
I see.
I come from a long line of merchants. Supposedly this place used to be a trading company a long time ago. My grandparents converted into a bookstore after they saw the number of book lovers in Edith. And, well, here I am, still selling books. If you ever wondered what we do with the other floors of this building, floors 2 through 4 constitute our enormous storehouse. Thanks to the wonders of all the computers, we can manage an enormous inventory, which means even more books for our customers.
Well,
My ancestors were all talented business people in their own right, and I for one intend to maintain that legacy. I'll do whatever it takes to stay one step ahead, whether that's managing our inventory with computers or collaborating with authors. I want this store at the head of a pack.
Ah, welcome. I hope to see you again.
My dad's company is being featured in a magazine again. It's such a peppy magazine too. He looks completely different from the way he really acts at home. It's insane. Not saying there's anything wrong with acting more like a businessman when you're in entertainment. I just wish he didn't push his views onto me. Okay, now to check our inventory. If I'm smart about this, I'd be able to get this done ahead of schedule. Why in the world did she need to get a job? Maybe Wen might know something about this? Looks like someone who goes to Aramis. Why is he working at this bookstore? Curious, but not enough to ask. I just leave him be. She wouldn't go out and get a job unless it was for a good reason. Going to have to talk to Wen about this when I get back.
off we go.
Just quick look at Chino. Thanks again for your help. It's a relief knowing my customers are safe and sound. I'll have to make sure he's well taken care of the next time I see him around. You look like you could use a drink yourself, Fan. How about a cocktail before heading home?
Let's do this.
Okay, and I have one free time activity.
Ladder launch.
So either with Elaine or with Daswani. But looking at the time, I think I do it next time. Good. Until next time then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.